Turning now to the battle against ISIS. As U.S.-backed forces come closer to fully retaking Mosul from ISIS in Iraq, CBS News foreign correspondent Holly Williams is behind the scenes in another front, in Raqqa, Syria, where efforts to retake the ISIS stronghold are also in full force. She filed this report earlier.
We've been covering ISIS and the rise of its so-called caliphate, or Islamic State, for more than 3 years now. But this was our first look inside Raqqa, the extremists' self-proclaimed capital. We walked into the city, a neighborhood emptied of civilians, where American-backed fighters, known as the Syrian Democratic Forces, are clawing back ground from ISIS one block at a time. ISIS is now surrounded in Raqqa. An estimated 2,500 fighters are being pummeled by US airstrikes. But as they did in Mosul, they're choosing to wreak more death rather than surrendering. When part of our team went forward, they were spotted by an ISIS sniper. Our producer, Omar Abdulkader, had to run for cover.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Well done.
Am I all right?
That was close.
As America's Syrian allies close in on ISIS from the north, they're already planning for a future without the extremists, appointing local councils to govern towns retaken from ISIS. Just north of Raqqa, we watched them releasing 81 men and boys accused of being ISIS fighters. They'd been rehabilitated, they told us, after defecting or being captured. And this was a public show of forgiveness in full view of the television cameras. With a handshake and a free cookie, the prisoners were reunited with their families. Siham al-Dandan told us her 15-year-old son Hamri ran off to join ISIS 4 months ago. I advise every mother to stop their kids from joining ISIS, she said. I wasn't sure I'd ever see him again. But even now the Islamic State is rapidly losing territory. Nobody here thinks that retaking Raqqa will spell the end of ISIS. At this US military logistics hub in northern Syria, they've rolled out a dirt airstrip, building for a long stay. There are officially around 500 US troops now in Syria, though the real number is thought to be much higher. Lieutenant General Stephen Townsend is the commander of the US-led coalition to fight ISIS.
I think US troops will start leaving Syria when ISIS is defeated.
But ISIS will surely turn into an insurgency when they've lost all of their territory.
Yeah, I think that's the next stage of ISIS. We call that ISIS 2.0, an insurgency, rural. So I think we'll still be here dealing with that problem set for a while.
The caliphate is crumbling, but that won't kill ISIS or its ideology.
Our Holly Williams reporting from Syria. We'll be back in a moment.